Now we have created and added a form to our page. The next step is actually to configure where the form or the emails get sent to. So if we go back and click on the form here, and we can go over to content, if we scroll down, we have this area here where it says actions after submit. So that means is when someone clicks the submit button, where does the form go? Does it get sent to you as the business owner? Does a copy get sent to the customer itself? We can actually configure this now. In this section, you have control over what happens to a form when someone clicks the submit button. So if we click into this area here, we have all of the different options on where you can actually send the form. Now you have an email, you have two options. So one email could be sent to you, you definitely want that. And a second email can actually be sent to the recipient, the person who actually submitted the form. Now, if we look at collect submissions, if we go over to the section here and we click on submissions, you see an area where all the email or the form submissions gets collated. You can also download a CSV file of this. So if you wanted to kind of pivot that and have a look and add it to your own systems, so you have a complete copy of it. So not only do you receive the form in your email, but you can also have a copy directly in the platform. So let's jump in and configure where these emails are going to be sent. We can go over to the email section and we can see where the email is going to be sent. So every time someone clicks submit, it'll be sent to this email here. Now you also would want to give this email a good subject so you actually can identify where it's coming from. Now within the message area, you can see it has all fields within squared brackets. It will include all of the fields that have been filled out within the form. If we scroll down, we also have where the email's coming from. Now, as you're receiving it, you know where it's coming from, your website. The from name, you can give it your name. So obviously you can let's say add in where we've got here, the name of the field of the form. We can add that in here. So it's from that form. And the reply to is a good idea to add in the email field. So what the email field is it will include whatever email has been included within the form. We'll also want a second email to be sent out. Now this email will go to the recipient, the person that actually submitted the form. It's a good idea for the person that submitted the form to receive a copy, to know that the form has been sent successfully and someone's looking into their inquiry. So if we scroll up to actions after submit, and we click on this plus button here, we can go to email to. If we open up email to now, you can see that the email will be sent somewhere. So we can remove that. We don't have to come to ourselves, and we can give it a subject. So whoever receives it, they will get a nice subject, and they can actually relate it to the form that they just filled out. And you can actually include all of the fields. Now we can change that because you want something a bit more personal for them. Now if you scroll up, what we want to do is actually insert a dynamic value here. So we go to forms, and we go to email, and over in advanced, you have a shortcode. So this would actually capture their actual email that they've inserted into this field. So let's just copy that shortcode and go back down to email to, and add in the shortcode there. So when an email gets sent, it will send it out to whatever email they've actually included in the form. We can now add in the message we want them to receive. So I'm just going to add this in here. If just enlarge this so we can actually see what's included. So open this up. Okay, great. So each line is actually wrapped with some HTML paragraph tags, so it will just help the emails to actually make sure the lines are separated. So the first line says hi name, so that name there is actually coming from the dynamic value, which is here. So whatever name they inputted, it will actually appear within their email. So where it says hi, open this up a little bit more so we can read this. Okay, hi name. Okay, thank you for your inquiry about, again, dynamic value message. And that is the dynamic value that will pull in the description of the inquiry. And I've inserted a strong tag so it's in bold when I receive it. And on the second line, someone from our team will call you shortly. And we've inserted a dynamic value here, which actually brings in their telephone number. So if we go back up, I'll show you where that comes from again. Here we have Tel Advanced, and this is the shortcode that we've inserted into this email message body here. Okay, and then we just finish it off with regards, the customer service team. You can also add some information about where the email is from and a reply to. So if you want them to reply back, give them option, just make sure you include a valid email address so they can click on, when they click on reply, it will go somewhere. So give your email address there. I'm not going to change that now, but you can actually change the from name and the email. Okay, I think that's done. So if we update this, we can test this out to see if it works. So quickly preview the page, and I'm just going to go into my email account. Let's make sure there's nothing in there. So everything is empty. So what I'm going to do now is actually submit a inquiry. If I click on submit, you can see that it won't actually go because all of the fields are actually required fields. Okay, so it's going to go in and add in all the information. So let's add in my email address. Just put in my, what number should I use for my telephone number? Let's just use this one in here that we're using for the website. Postcode, that's where I think I am, and just add in a little brief description about my inquiry. So what am I putting here? Can you please help me with a urgent electrical emergency at my house? We're currently facing a power outage and the whole family is in darkness. So if we click on submit, okay, it said it's sent successfully. So let's go back to my email, and if I refresh this, okay, I've got 2 emails in here. So let's click on this one here. This one's to me as the business owner. Okay, so it says the name is James, this is the email, that's the telephone number, that's their postcode. I can see how far they are from me, and I can actually read their message. And it gives you some information on what time it was submitted and what page they actually submitted it from. Now, if I wanted to reply, I can reply and it will go directly to James. Now, what would James receive? Let's go over here. You can see that James will receive this. Hi James, thank you for your inquiry about, can you please help me with, etc. And someone from our team will call you shortly on, regards. So you can see how it works really well. Let's go back to the page. I don't think there's anything we need to do now. I think we're good. In the next section, we can add a Google map so we can actually display where the business is actually located.